Presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin' Bros NFL Week 1 picks, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Get in on the action, get off the couch, and go to MyBookie.com, type in that promo code Drinkin' Bros, which will double your deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere at MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will double that deposit. D'Anthony, I'm hot. I'm coming in hot today.
What?
Coming in hot.
About what?
I left the headband on today. I left the Rambo bandana on today because I dropped the hammer on my picks this week. I put a lot of money on this. I don't know. This bandana's leaving my head for about 4 or 5 days.
It's week 1.
It sure is.
It's time to get going here.
It sure is, man.
This part of the year is a little bit annoying for me because, being a fan of a baseball team that is always in the playoffs, I feel like this part of the year, most of the major sports shows just kind of ignore the playoff push because of football, which I get it. I mean, everybody loves football, but, it is sort of irritating. I think the problem is that most of the talking heads don't know shit about football, like Doug Gottlieb, for example, who's a basketball guy. That whole story he told about Freddie Freeman.
Oh, did you guys run that on the Braves show today?
Yeah, we talked about that today.
It'll air tomorrow, but it turns out that was all bullshit.
Sure was. And did you see his response on Twitter to it?
Yeah.
I can tell you firsthand, that is what happens in a defamation case, and that is a written statement by a lawyer. That is not Doug Gottlieb. That was his lawyer who wrote that.
Well, like I said on the show, it's fun because whoever, no matter what happens, and they're all assholes, so some asshole loses.
Mm-hmm.
Like Doug Gottlieb fucking sucks. I don't have any love for Casey Close, Freddie's ex-man. Freddie still fired that guy.
Right.
So maybe not a great agent, I don't know, but oh man, watching Doug Gottlieb, who tries so hard to be like a loudmouth like Clay Travis or Colin Cowherd, just have to tuck it between his fucking legs. Oh, it's wonderful.
At least here, we're giving you the picks. Like, fuck it. It's a podcast where opinions, I'm not going for the Clay Travis world or any of that bullshit. I don't really fucking care here. I'm just glad NFL is back because of gambling. Because my team is awful this year. Look, every year I start off, I wear the Atlanta Falcons shirt. I'm wearing it today, and that's the last time you'll see me wearing it this year because we will lose week 1, and then we will lose the rest of the year.
Well, one of the reasons your team sucks is because of gambling, actually, or at least sucks worse than it would have.
Nah, he wouldn't have done it this year. We don't even have a quarterback over there.
You've got several quarterbacks, actually.
They're all terrible. Every one of them are all terrible, but at least they're not Baker Mayfield. Now, if you're joining us live on the old YouTubes today and you're saying to yourself, hey, why don't we have the pre-prediction show that you guys always do, the way too early prediction show that you guys always do every single year? It's because the NFL is actually starting a week earlier this year due to how late Labor Day was, which is great for us as gamblers, and that means the NFL season starts earlier. However, that pushes us back a week, so we're going to make our predictions now. D'Anthony, I want to hear your Super Bowl predictions this year. Who's coming out of the AFC for you this year?
It's hard. Everybody's on the Bills nuts right now, and they have been for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced, to be honest. I don't. It's not that they don't have a good team. They, out of the last 5 years, I think 4 of them, they've had the best pass defense, but their run defense is not historically great, and that's a big deal, right? And I am not a Josh Allen believer.
Wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
I don't think he's a winner.
Who do you got coming out of here?
I'll give you. I think frankly, the Broncos are probably the smart money because you're going to get the best odds on a team that legit has a chance to win. I kind of want to go to the Chargers, to be honest, because I think this might be Herbert's year, and that defense is fucking incredible.
It is.
I mean, it's one of the best defenses I've ever seen assembled, and I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see like a Rams-Chargers Super Bowl, which would suck, by the way, for the NFL.
Oh, it'd be awful.
That would be terrible for the NFL.
It'd be awful for the fans as well.
And you can't write off the Chiefs, but I'm going to go with the Ravens, and here's why.
Okay.
I think that I as much as I don't necessarily think Lamar Jackson is going to have like a 15 to 20 year quarterback career, he's definitely in his prime right now, and he's playing for probably the only contract extension he's ever going to get in his career. And I think he's going to go the fuck off this year.
Okay.
And their defense is legit as well.
Defense is great. J.K. Dobbins is also back.
Yep.
For the Ravens this year out of the backfield.
It's not just him. I mean, him and Mike Davis, they even picked up Kenyon Drake on waivers, who that's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
He'll probably only get like 40 or 50 carries all season, but they may throw him out in the slot. He does well. And I don't know. I really think that the Ravens are going to win.
So I actually like the Ravens this year. I'm not picking them to come out of the AFC, but I like this team. If J.K. Dobbins comes back healthy, I think that's great. Obviously, Mark Andrews is one of my favorite tight ends in the league. He's probably the best, I would say. I mean, it's a coin toss between him and Darren Waller. However, Darren Waller's going to get some touches taken away from him with Devontae Adams there. There's another guy there that I love who's a tight end, and they might run some 2 tight end sets with him. His name is Isaiah Likely. He's a rookie. I drafted him in a lot of my fantasy football leagues as my backup tight end this year to Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox signed an extension this morning. Congratulations to him for the Bills. And I think the defense is pretty fucking good, and I think that's a good dark horse team for me. I'm one of those people, though, who is on the Bills' nuts, and I think this is the year they do it. With Tyreek out of there, I'm not sold on Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of the backfield for KC. We'll find out what happens with that team. Travis Kelce's going to get a shit ton of balls there.
Well, they've got Juju and Marquez.
Juju's too much on the TikTok, bro. I can't do it. When you're on that social media that much, it's hard for me.
I've got Sky Moore as well. Like if you haven't drafted for fantasy yet, and you have the opportunity to take Sky Moore in rounds like 11 to 15, I would recommend getting him because he's the heir apparent to fucking Tyreek Hill. That's the guy they're going to use, and it's not going to be McCole Hardman. He can't do it. He's fast, but he doesn't have the same yak capabilities that Tyreek Hill had, but Sky Moore does. So. You know, it's easy. I don't think the Chiefs' defense is good enough to win, to be honest.
I think their division is fucking loaded, too. When you got to play the Raiders twice, who are much improved, the Broncos twice, the Chargers twice, I mean, that's 6 of your games right there. What were we going to say, Bob?
Well, the important thing is that the Chiefs offloaded one of their biggest problems last year. There's no more Jackson Mahomes on the sideline.
He's in L.A.
We'll see.
He's in L.A. He might travel, though. We don't know if Jackson travels yet or not.
Look, they're obviously going to drop the game to the Chargers in L.A.
Yeah.
with Jackson lurking. But other than that, I think they're good.
Like defense, Jackson travels.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. So my 1, 2, 3 out of the AFC, I've got the Bills at 1. My sleeper teams are the Chargers at 2, and then I've got the Ravens at 3 in the AFC.
To be honest, the Broncos are probably a better all-around team than the Chargers, but the Chargers defense is so good. Like, I don't know, as long as Herbert can keep that offense on the field, right? If he can even just go like 55-45 in possession time in a game, then the Chargers have the advantage. I don't care who they're playing. If they're playing the Rams or the fucking Chiefs, if they can keep their offense on the field and when their defense is on the field, it's impactful like that, they can win any game they're in. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that.
He had a fucking baller year last year. It's going to be fun to watch. The rest of these teams, to me, you can write off every single team in the AFC South. No need for that. The good thing about the Ravens, the Colts. Look, the Colts have Matt Ryan, and I think they'll win this division. But I don't think any of these has a shot at a Super Bowl.
They're a pretty good team.
Who? The Colts, yeah, they're not bad. I think that they'll probably go to the second round, and then that's about it for those guys.
Here's my bold prediction.
Ravens playing an easy division, I think.
Colts make the playoffs. They win in the first round. Then Matt Ryan gets hurt. Nick Foles takes over. They win the Super Bowl. How about that? Because they've got Jonathan Taylor, by the way, ran for 1,800 yards last year. He was by far the best running back in the league last year. And this year, they don't necessarily have to rely on him that much either.
No.
Not as much. I mean, he's still going to get 250-plus carries, but not like last year.
The only thing that I worry about the Colts is their wide receivers. They just can't seem to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think Pittman will probably have a big year there. I'd love to see a full season of Paris Campbell, just one, just to see what that guy's capable of. He was lights out at Ohio State, but he's played, 2 games in the last 3 years in the NFL?
Yeah.
That's the only question mark for me with the Colts is who their wide receivers are. Well, T.Y. Hilton is great when he's healthy, but he's hurt a lot.
He's on the PUP right now. He's not even on the roster technically.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce from Cincinnati's on that team. He's going to be their slot guy coming out of the gate. I don't know what he looks like against a real, with an actual quarterback throwing to him, right? I mean, I think he was a second-round pick, right, Alec Pierce?
All the comments, by the way, out of the players anonymously, by the way, for the Colts, have all said the difference between Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan is Matt Ryan actually knows football.
Yep.
And we do what he says versus whatever Carson Wentz was doing.
And they've got a pretty good
they threw him under the bus.
The Indy's got a pretty good defense, too. They've got Gilmore in their secondary.
Yeah, they're always decent.
I just don't think they're as good defensively as some of these other teams. And look, if they can if Taylor and Pittman and Paris Campbell all stay healthy all year, this is an interesting team to watch.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But what are the chances of that happening? What are the chances of a guy rushing for 1,800 yards on however many carries, like 280 probably?
Yeah.
And then coming back and being healthy for a complete full 17-game season next year? It just doesn't happen in the NFL that much.
No. It happened to Derrick Henry last year. Mm-hmm. You know, he got 2,000 yards, came back, got hurt, week 8, and was out the rest of the year.
He ran 332 attempts last year.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's a lot.
He ran the ball every fucking play.
And they've got Nyheim Hines still. He's only 25. He's small, though.
Very small.
You really can't just use him as a third down back. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Because he's only 190 pounds or some shit. He's 5'8", 190. I don't think that's who you want as your third down back.
Yeah, it's a fun team. I got them out in the second round. Those are my picks out of the AFC. NFC, who do you got?
Probably the I'm just kidding. It's not going to be fucking Cowboys. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh, boy.
Honestly, the Rams are by far the best team in the NFC. It's not even close.
Yeah.
But, who knows? Things seem weird in Tampa Bay right now.
Yes, I agree. I'm not on the Tampa Bay tip.
For one, Jensen, our boy, is going to miss the first half of the season, basically.
If not more.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, word on the street is he's going to be, hopefully coming back midseason. It could be later. That opens up a very old Brady to, problems. Jensen's one of the best offensive linemen in football and has been for a while now, and losing him is a big fucking problem.
A great center is really, really hard to find, and that was that dude, and he was their nasty streak on that offensive line, and he's out now. I'm with you with the Bucs this year. I'm not on them.
Well, we'll see, right? I mean, if they can make it through the first half of the season and get him back and get in a rhythm and stuff, they've got all the talent they need to win, but I just don't know if they can do it. But I look at, first of all, the NFC South, other than the Bucs, is nobody from that division's going anywhere.
Same as the AFC South. You can throw that out the window.
The West, the Seahawks are a non-factor.
Yep.
The 49ers.
Seahawks might be the worst team in football this year.
They might be one of the worst teams ever, to be honest. I'm not even kidding.
I'm not either, yeah.
But there's nobody on that team except for
they got Drew Lock, DK Metcalf. Noah Fant is their tight end.
But Noah Fant is he's all right. But there's nobody to throw to either one of those two guys.
And I don't know that there's a line to protect Drew Lock either.
They don't have much of a run game. It's just fucked there.
7th worst odds on my bookie.
Yeah.
So 6 other teams are worse, apparently.
Well, the Jets might be on the
Jets, Jaguars probably. Falcons.
Lions.
Oh, my. Bears. Oh, my. Yeah, you can throw the Bears in there.
Well,
it's going to be an awful team this year.
In the NFC West, the Cardinals, to me, that's not a winning football team.
Nope.
I just don't believe in them.
Me neither.
The 49ers, very possible they could be good, but we don't know what Trey Lance is going to do with a full season yet. We just have no idea. As a matter of fact, quite a few experts, on the sport, on Fox and ESPN and a couple other places are predicting that Jimmy G is going to be the starting quarterback by week 8, right? We'll see. Time will tell. I think Trey Lance is pretty talented, but he's never been tested. We're going to test him now.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not going to pick them. The Rams in the NFC West, again, that's the best team in the NFC by far. The only other team that I would even consider putting money on is the Packers.
But then Rodgers has nobody there to throw to because he ate up all the money and all the ayahuasca in the offseason.
I don't know that matters as much, though.
Well, not in this division because you got the Bears who are terrible, the Lions who are terrible, the Vikings. Somebody picked Kirk Cousins as their MVP yesterday on a show, and I almost lost my mind. The Vikings are always a 9-8 team, 10-7 team, somewhere in there. I'm sure they'll make the playoffs. This division's pretty fucking easy. But as far as the NFC is concerned, I hate to side with the Rams on this one, but I'm going Rams out of the NFC only because it's weak. And then my dark horse would be Philadelphia if they can find a quarterback. With Green Bay, who are you throwing to up there? I know they got Sammy Watkins in the offseason. Randall Cobb is still there, but he's 1,000 years old.
Well, they've got Christian Watson from North Dakota State, but it seems like he's more of a pick for Jordan Love's future, you know what I mean, than he is for right now.
Yeah.
But he's a big dude. He's like 6'5", big kid. Going into the regular season, he is not, if you just look at the depth chart, he's not 1, 2, or slot. So that's not a good sign, to be honest. Like when Alan Lazard is starting over you, a wide receiver from Iowa State. I mean, the interesting thing about this receiver core is that Watkins is super fast. He's a good deep threat. Randall Cobb is old as shit.
Yeah.
Was he like 34, 35 years old?
He's played for 1,000 years.
But Lazard and Watson are super tall guys, right? So you can do something with that. And they've also got Tanya, their tight end, is okay. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. You're the best quarterback, most talented quarterback maybe ever. Figure it out. I don't know what it's going to look like.
It's the same year, though, for him. It's, hey, figure it out. First it was the organization's fault. Now it's his because he took all the money. Figure it the fuck out. Tanyan's coming off of an ACL. I'm not high on them. Man, I would love the Eagles if they had a fucking quarterback. But
I don't think, I think the Eagles can win in the same way that the Buccaneers won back in the day, the Ravens won, a couple other teams. I don't think they necessarily need a whole lot of production out of their quarterback position.
He's not as bad as Trent Dilfer. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's not even close. He's way better than Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, but they don't have the defense that Trent Dilfer's defense had that year, and that's the tricky part. Yes, you could put a game manager in there, but if you want my honest opinion, I think if you would have swapped Matt Ryan and put him on this team, all you need is a game manager who doesn't throw picks, and I think you're good.
But, I mean, Matt Ryan's not a game manager. He's a former MVP quarterback.
But good enough now at this age to be a game manager.
I think
get the fucking job done.
In the modern NFL, I think a guy like Jalen Hurts could be the best possible game manager. His problem is throws outside of 15 yards. A game manager doesn't.
Outside of 6.
Well, but primarily outside of 15 yards, and he doesn't need to make those throws on a regular basis. Although he does have Devonta Smith that he can throw to downfield. He doesn't need to make those throws all the time. He can get 7 to 10 yards with his legs or with a check down pass, just like anybody else can.
Yeah.
I think he struggles with the intermediate passing game, but he can throw deep. He's got a good arm.
He's got a hose. It's just like the intermediate passes are inaccurate. That's the problem.
Right.
And maybe that's something that can be corrected. Maybe he corrects it this year, but he's not very far away from being the kind of quarterback that this particular type of team with a great defense needs, in my opinion.
Devonta Smith could have about 1,400 yards because he's going to get that 10-yard out.
Yeah, and
A.J. Brown over
and
over again.
A.J. Brown is going to if he can get him in the post, he can get him in the post. But in my opinion, I use A.J. Brown over the middle. I'm throwing slants to this guy all day. And, they've got a pretty good fucking running back core as well. So
yeah, I think this is the last year you give Jalen Hurts because he's got unbelievable talent at wide receiver. Running backs are fine. This team is good to go. Who's your tight end? I know Ertz left.
It's Dallas Goedert.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who that is.
He's not bad.
Goddard's good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, 830 yards last year.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I think it's the last year you give Jalen Hurts there, but if he doesn't do well,
but again,
get a mid-season trade for Jimmy G.
I think if Hurts can use the check down and use his legs to keep the clock ticking, the same way we talked about Herbert earlier. With a defense like this, especially with Gardner Johnson and Slay in your secondary, that defense is going to score some points. They're going to put points on the board. Probably every other game, I expect that defense to score a touchdown. All you got to do is keep the clock rolling. Mm-hmm. Let that defense be fresh for most of the game. And it's not been the case lately. You've seen underperformance from Sweat and Fletcher Cox the last couple of years, especially because that defense is always on the fucking field. Always on the fucking field.
Now you got Jordan Davis to slot in with Fletcher.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
seriously, man.
Fucking talented team, man. It really is. So I got my onesie-twosies here because I don't have a third team out of the NFC this year at all. I'm going Rams at 1. So my sleeper is the Eagles there. We'll see how Jalen Hurts does. If not, they might grab somebody else.
I think the Packers can win, too.
And then the Packers at 3 if we're going.
But one of their issues is some of their critical positions on the defensive line and the offensive line are dudes like Bakhtiari who are always fucking hurt. Mm-hmm. Always hurt. And what the fuck, man? I don't know what Bakhtiari's deal is. It's every single year this guy's hurt.
Yeah.
And he's questionable right now for the start of the fucking season. If you're a left tackle for a guy that moves to the left and throws the ball a lot, like Aaron Rodgers does, that's not a good deal. Right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know. He's only 30 years old, too. I can't find the stats, and I'm trying to find how many games he's missed over the last couple of years.
90 games. Who do you got in the Super Bowl, then?
I mean, the most likely matchup in the Super Bowl is probably Bills-Rams, which we're going to see on Thursday night, right? Statistically, the most likely. But since I picked the Ravens, I think it's Ravens-Rams.
Okay. And then who do you got winning it all?
I think the Rams win that.
Okay. Rams beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I have Bills-Rams, and I have the Bills as your Super Bowl champions this year. I love Josh Allen. I think he was going up against some of the best teams ever. What are you going to do against Brady and the Patriots and then Mahomes at the Chiefs? I think he is a winner, but those were great fucking teams, man, and it's really, really hard in the AFC. The NFC, shit, man. You could have won a few of those.
I don't think a 63% completion percentage is good enough in the NFL to win as a quarterback that's a ball-dominant quarterback. I just don't think that's
I don't either, but I'm not sure that he had the talent that he has this year.
What do you mean? He had fucking...
that Davis guy last year who finally came on in the playoffs and showed what he could be, if he plays that well during the regular season, along with Stephon Diggs, that could be dominant. And Dawson Knox at tight end is great. Question mark at running back. Not sure who that's going to be. I think it's Devin Singletary to start, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I think this is Josh Allen's year. I think this is finally the Bills' year. There's a weakness in KC. And truthfully, the Rams are great, and their defense is great. The only problem is Stafford. We don't really know what happened to his arm, what's happening to his arm or his life. Nobody's really saying anything. He's healthy, and he's going to play week 1. But I certainly am not taking them week 1 at home, which will lead us...
Well, hold on. We don't get to make picks.
You guys want to make picks? Go ahead.
We picked correctly last year.
Yeah, we had the Super Bowl.
We both picked the Rams.
You did pick the Rams last year. I apologize. Too excited to gamble this week, all right?
Fair.
Come here.
Yeah.
Me and Rob's picks.
Go ahead. Who do you guys got coming to the Super Bowl this year?
Go ahead, Rob.
I have the Chargers
No.
losing to Julio Jones and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Julio gets his ring.
Wow. Okay.
Julio gets his ring.
All right.
Don't buy that.
Who do you got?
I got your 49ers against the Colts.
Trey Lance
49ers win the Super Bowl.
against the Colts and Matt Ryan. I feel like ending my life right now on here. Like we're just right here. Right in front of everyone, not even saying goodbye to my family or friends. Just ending my life right now. Oh, boy. I don't make that bet. If you're at home, don't put your money on that, okay? Save it for anything else. Anything else in this world. Get a pocket pussy from adamandeve.com.
I don't know. I
Promo
mean,
code
you
Drinkin
know,
Bros. Get you 50% off.
They've got Kittle and Debo came back. They got Elijah Mitchell and Wilson in the backfield and Debo in the backfield. Sometimes Ayuk is a good receiver.
49ers are a wagon. Shanahan is going to lead them to the promised land.
He never has.
Yeah, but at what point, like, are they going to bring in a substitute coach for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Just for
That's
the
the only
second half.
For the fourth quarter?
They just
Who are
need
they
it for
going to
the
do?
fourth quarter.
Take away the clipboard in the fourth quarter.
How funny would that be if the San Francisco 49ers ownership came out, they just walked out onto the field at halftime and did like this, like calling in a relief pitcher, like, hey, can we get the other coach in for this last part, just for this last part?
You know, he ruined the Falcons organization, our entire fan base, everything else.
Or they just take somebody walks out and takes Shanahan's headphones and clipboard away from him.
Yeah, and just gets him the fuck out of there.
They put that injury tent up and just made him sit in there for the rest of the game.
Do you know that story we told on golf about you storming the green? My guy wouldn't win, Cantlay wouldn't win, when I called it exactly like that. Do you know that's one of the biggest regrets in my life? Is that I didn't storm the field and just scream, run the fucking ball. I was in a box, so I couldn't get out for that. I couldn't get out of there. That's still I should have just left the box and ran down to the field and just stormed the field and said, fuck it, run the ball and stop the game. Because that would have caused a commotion to at least stop the game for 5 to 8 minutes. So maybe he would have been like, oh, fuck. What's the clock say? Shit, maybe I should just run the fucking ball. I'll never live that down.
It probably would have been.
Look, didn't that brutal loss and the Georgia sports curse going for so long make it feel so much better when you got to watch the Braves win the World
Well, he
Series?
didn't
Sure
get to
did,
watch
because I was in a fucking coma.
Yeah.
Sure didn't. So some say that curse is still going, including me. It was the biggest fight me and my wife had when I got out of the coma. She was like, hey, you're not going to believe this. The Braves won. And I go, fuck you. You're a liar. You're a dirty liar. I go, we're too young. We're 2 years away from a World Series. This wasn't our year.
Right.
The Astros, on paper, should have won that.
You know what the
series.
funny thing is? We're even younger this year and way better.
Yeah.
So
And they keep signing people at like 4 years old for the rest of their lives, and they're doing it, which is awesome. Harris just signed for what, 10 years? I mean, it's unbelievable what that GM's able to do. So we should fucking put a goddamn statue of that guy.
Oh, he's already
in downtown Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, the moves he's making down there.
He should take over for the Falcons, probably. To be honest,
I'm fine with it.
because the personnel
Put
moves
him in.
they've made lately don't make any sense.
I mean, yeah, you can
him
own
in.
multiple sports teams.
Sure
Why not
can.
be a GM for multiple sports teams?
Yes, sure can. Put him in there. I'm all with it.
How hard could it be?
Not that hard. Before we get started here, we are brought to you by MyBookie.com. All of our odds today will be from MyBookie.com. Parlays, teasers. Oh my, we've got everything rocking from MyBookie.com. All of the spreads and the over-unders are from there. Promo code Drinkin Bros will double your deposit up to $1,000. You can bet with us or against us on MyBookie.com. Bet on anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros. Doubling that deposit. And let's face it, I blew it on week one. I blew my deposit on week one already here. With the Bills and the Rams, this is Bills minus 2.5 tomorrow night at the Rams. Who you got?
I'm going to go Rams plus 8.5 teaser.
Okay.
On that. There's no way the Bills are blowing them out. So I think that's pretty safe. That's a two-score game. I think it'll be a one-score game.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it'll actually be probably 7. I think this is probably a 28-21 game. I'm all in on the Bills. I've got 500 straight up on the 2.5. I've also got the teaser as well. Now, I only took 6 on this teaser, not 7 or 6.5. Here's why. That 6 bumped me up to Bills plus 4.5 there. That way, in case they lose by a field goal to the Rams, that still covers. And then I'm dropping this over-under down to 46 points. And that'll put my 28-21 prediction in there, covering the over as well. So I'm betting this game every single which way I possibly can.
Honestly, the Rams will almost definitely win this game. I mean, they are primarily a pass-first offense. Say what you want about the run game is not bad, but they're a pass-first offense, and the Bills' pass rush is good, but like their secondary is
Yeah.
It's Matt Stafford, man. I understand that LA is not a true home game for anybody, but Bills having to travel, I can't imagine the Bills winning this game.
I can, and here's why. I'm a big preseason guy. I watch a lot of it. I write late at night, so it's just on in the background. Josh Allen actually played in the preseason, looked lights out. Stafford has not. all they've said about Stafford is he's healthy. He's going to play this season, and the arm should be fine. But it takes a little bit to get going. And usually week one for these quarterbacks, this will bleed into another pick later on in the show, who just kind of showed up late, and then they started practicing with the team, didn't play any games. It takes a week or two to get back in that rhythm. And I think the Bills are fucking hungry this year. So I'm all in on this game. Again, I get 500 on the Bills, straight up at 2.5. I get 500 on that teaser at plus 4.5 for the Bills. And then the over-under at 46 in that game. I've got a grande on this.
All of the bullshit that I'm hearing about the Bills this year is the same bullshit I heard last year about the Bills. And Josh Allen came out last year and had an even worse season than he did the previous year when they were so hungry. I don't believe in this guy.
You might not. I do. So this is a fucking to the death matchup tomorrow. I like it. Starting off week one. Next up, we got the Saints against the Falcons. This is New Orleans minus 5.5. Over under here is disgustingly low at 42.5. In this one, that's begging for a teaser on that over under, and you know Daddy's going to take that shit. Who do you got in this game?
You know, honestly, I'm inclined just to take New Orleans straight up on this because the Falcons are terrible.
Yep.
They are so bad.
Yep.
But it's week one, and it's Jameis Winston. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He could go fucking like 22 for 24, or he could go like 11 for 30. You know, I don't know. So I'm probably going to take it Saints minus. Oh, man. I don't want to take a teaser across the zero. I'm just going to take Saints straight up on this.
Yeah, I'm
5.5.
I'm taking Saints straight up in this. I actually drafted Jameis Winston on a couple fantasy teams this year.
He can see.
Apparently, but here's why. His wide receivers, if they play, and this all depends on Michael Thomas actually coming back and playing this year, are loaded. Jarvis Landry they picked up. Jarvis Landry is everybody's safety net. That guy never drops a fucking ball. He'll be in there. Chris Olave will be in there as the deep threats. Fucking loved him at Ohio State. That guy is a goddamn legend. And then you got Michael Thomas, and then you got Kamara coming out of the backfield.
Michael Thomas is expected to start, by the way.
Great. So let's fucking go. This Falcons team is starting Mariota, terrible. Running backs, terrible. You've one good player. That is it. You've got the tight end for the Falcons in this game. It is Kyle Pitts. That is it. Guard him, and then you shut down this entire team. I think the Saints win this fucking easily. I think the spread is really low. And this 42.5 is going in a teaser. I did. I started him in one of my fantasy leagues this week. I have Jameis Winston starting in one of my leagues this week.
Jameis Winston MVP?
No, not one prayer on this earth.
Well, maybe he's got a lot of games against a lot of shitty teams.
He does, and he's got a lot of talent out there. All he has to do is throw the ball up in the fucking air. This is an Alabama-Ohio State situation where it's all 5 stars. Just throw the ball in the air, and one of these guys will get it.
Well, speaking of college, the Falcons quarterbacks, Mariota, Ritter, and Felipe Franks, it's like shitty college quarterbacks.
The worst. Dude, I watched a lot of preseason. Ritter was dog shit. Same thing. He's having the same problems as he had in that Alabama game. He can't throw over people, and he's 6'5". Like, what is your problem?
He's 6'2". He's listed as 6'3", but he's only 6'2".
Is he really?
Yeah.
Fuck him. He can't throw over anybody. He's not meant for the NFL.
Felipe Franks.
We shouldn't have drafted him. Franks is terrible. Mariota's
Franks
terrible.
was terrible in college.
He was awful in college for Florida.
The only reason he got drafted is because he's a big guy.
Dan and I saw him up close and personal.
Yeah, he's not good.
Miami versus Florida. We were there, front row, opening game on the field, the whole shit. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's a terrible quarterback.
He's living off that one throw he made against Tennessee on the Hail Mary where they beat him.
Yeah. But, man, he sucks. This team sucks. Jump ship if you're a Falcons fan. Last time you'll see me wearing this on the show. That's it. I'm all done with them. But the Saints are going to fucking roll. I'm taking all that shit in teasers as well. I'll post those in Drinkin' Bros Sports private group on Facebook. You can see all my bets tomorrow, actually, because we got a Thursday night game there, and there's a lot of teasers, and a lot of them involve the Bills as well. Next up, we got 49ers against the Bears. This is 49ers -7. D'Anthony, who you got?
I'm going to take 49ers teaser -1, and then I'm going to take over 34.5 in a teaser as well.
Is that crazy that this is going to be a 34.5 teaser for an over?
No, not really. I mean, to be honest, if the Bears score more than field goals, if they score actual touchdowns in this game, I'd be surprised. They fucking stink.
Oh boy,
It's sad too, man. They traded all that shit to get like Khalil Mack and people like that, and then he's not even there anymore. Like, this is one of the worst managed organizations in all of football, and has been for a long time now.
They're the Cubs.
Fucking
it's the
sucks,
same
man.
thing.
Yeah. Chicago's
just like full of these storied franchises that are absolute dog shit.
And now the mayor's trying to fuck over the team with this dome situation.
Yeah.
It's Lori Lightfoot, by the way. She's the one that come out. She's like, we're going to put a dome on this 2,000-year-old stadium. She's build a new stadium.
She's basically a DC villain.
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's what she looks like. Name me one person on other than Roquan Smith on the Bears defense. And the reason I'm asking this is because it's the Bears, and you expect their even when they suck over the years, their defense is really good, and they have a couple of key players. Yeah. Name one guy.
I can't. I don't even know who their starting wide receivers are anymore because they're all gone. Robinson is in L.A. this year. He's going to have a monster year, Allen Robinson, for the Rams. I don't know who their receivers are. I know they got Kmet at fucking tight end. That's about it. And Justin Fields is going to get destroyed. This is going to be a David Carr situation all over again. I don't know if you'll ever get a chance to see what Justin Fields can ever do in the NFL because he might die the same way Burrow did year one with that Bengals team.
Yeah, they're going to ask a lot out of David Montgomery this year, and you got to expect at some point his body's going to break down. He's a volume guy. Like, he's a 3.5 to 4 yard per carry guy. He's not a 5+ yard per carry guy, and you got to run the fuck out of a guy like that to get good production out of him.
You're telling me you don't know the work of Byron Pringle?
No.
Who?
Byron Pringle.
Number one receiver for the Bears.
Don't.
Oh,
Once you pop, you can't stop.
He's a K-State guy.
Pringles.
I do remember this guy because he was kind of a back. He was like the 4th wide receiver for the Chiefs for a while.
Oh yeah.
Pringle, yeah, he's not bad.
He's not.
But
great.
it's like you don't want your number one guy to be not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bears suck.
Oh, they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I'm with you on this one. I'm going to take this teaser down to 1, and I'm going to avoid this over-under because, man, this could be a 21-13 game. I mean, it could be real close.
Yeah, but you can take it down to 34.5.
You can, but that's what I'm saying. If it's a 21-13 game.
I'm not bumping a 34.5 over. Like, I honestly, the 49ers will probably score 28 points.
They might. This is such a weird game that, this is one of those trap games where you're like, do I stay away from this? I think you're fine at the Niners -1 here. And truthfully, they probably fucking win this goddamn game. But we also don't really know what Trey Lance is like for a full game.
Yeah, we'll see, right? Trevor Austin says my takes on Josh Allen are bad. It's not my take. It's the fucking statistics, asshole, right? Like this year where it's the Bills, it's their time, and they bring over fucking homeboy and he had a great year at receiver, but Josh Allen's numbers were worse last year than they were in 2020, so fuck off with that bullshit. Also, Herbert on Khalil Herbert on the Bears, I assume you're joking about that, whoever said that in the chat, because that guy's like, I didn't know he was a human being until just now.
No.
I didn't forget that he was on their team. I had no idea who he was.
Nope. Didn't even know he existed in this world. But good for you.
It's the same guy, Trevor Austin. You got shit takes. Get out of here.
Yeah, so that's fine. But look, I don't know if I'm not touching that over, but I'll take San Francisco down to 1 in this game and put them in a teaser. But
it would be safe to take it up to 46.5 and take the under, to be honest. Like, they're definitely not scoring that much.
This is one of those games, though, I don't know. You got 2 running quarterbacks, too. Shit could get wild. They're going to need Fields to run for his life all goddamn game, so who knows? Does he take off on a 56-yard touchdown? Not sure. I'm not going heavy on this game. Next up is Steelers versus Bengals. This is Bengals -6.5. Mitch Trubisky just got named the starter yesterday for the Steelers. Man, I got a great running back.
I got to look. Hold on. I got to look in my bookie and see what the over-under for completions is for this asshole.
For Trubisky?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bengals defense is pretty good. It's not great, but Mitch Trubisky can't complete a pass. It's like he's the fucking worst.
Who knows with this guy?
Just start. I don't understand why they didn't just start out with Kenny Pickett, man. Just let him have the ball. And
he's third on the depth chart.
And let him figure it out.
He's third on that depth chart.
This is so dumb.
They've got Mason Rudolph slotted ahead of him on this depth chart.
Well, he'll probably call somebody the N-word halfway through the season. He'll be done.
Maybe. Do you believe he did that?
No.
I don't either.
I don't. For the same reason I don't believe that BYU students called that volleyball player the N-word either. And I'll explain why on Drinkin Bros right after this. Because she's definitely lying about that. Anyways, hold on, let me find the Steelers here. Props.
Completions for Trubisky. I mean, look, they got Harris in the backfield. They're going to be running the ball a lot in this game. Burrow looked very pretty at the Ohio State game, I can tell you that.
He always looks good. I mean, he looks good in a very 90s kind of way.
Good-looking dude.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Looks like he's in sync.
Yeah. No, he looks like the best-looking guy from a shitty coal mining town. You know what I mean? His sense of style is very not hip.
Yeah, well,
but he still looks good.
It's a baggy T-shirt and some jeans for Joe.
And a weird fucking gold chain.
This Steelers-Bengals game, I think the Bengals probably win, but I don't have money on this. I want to see what Joe Burrow's like after coming back from his weird offseason. He had appendicitis a few weeks ago as well, so he hasn't really been playing all that much.
It's Joe fucking Burrow. What are you talking about, man?
I agree. But he hasn't seen that much of the field yet, and he hasn't practiced that much.
Yeah, and the fucking Steelers defense is nasty.
Yeah, dude. So I want to see who these people are first before I get going on a game like this. There's better games to bet on, like this next one, in my opinion. What's the Trubisky numbers there for completions?
Hold on. Trib. Do you know what Trib?
I would be shocked if it was 24.
I can't even find it right now. They may not have those until
a couple days before the game. Yeah,
we'll have to check back in on that.
No, we'll check back on that. Next up is Eagles at the Lions. If you were watching Hard Knocks, the coach is fun. The rest of that team absolutely sucks. This is Eagles -4 in this one. Who you got?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna Eagles. I'm gonna take the under up to 54.5 in a teaser.
Okay.
As much as I don't like betting unders, I think week 1 is a good time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And also Philly straight up at -4. The Lions fucking suck, dude.
Suck. Absolutely suck. I'm all over the Eagles on this one. I think they win this game by a touchdown. If you want to take a point, take it down to 3, fine. Do that. But the Eagles should have no problem with this. And I don't know who's going to be able to guard A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Even though I don't like Jalen Hurts, all he has to do is throw the ball 10 to 15 yards to those two guys and let them go ballistic. So they're going to smash the fucking Lions. I don't know why the spread is this low.
You have to worry about that like just suffocating Lions defense.
Everybody talks about it. Why is the spread so low on this Delco? This doesn't make sense to me.
Jalen Hurts.
It's in Detroit, and it's an NFL game. It's
a
road game.
Is it? Is it an NFL game in Detroit? Are they doing that there?
They are.
Okay. We're sure.
We are.
All right. Just
Here's
making
what's
sure.
What's going to happen, right?
Sure.
We're going to be up 11 the whole game.
Yeah.
It's going to be 30 seconds left. Jared Goff is going to be driving. He's going to score a touchdown. They're going to go for some 2-point conversion. They're going to lose by 3.
I like it. Because they did that a lot last year, but I'm still going with the Eagles. I think they dominate this game. And, again, Hard Knocks was fun. He was hilarious. The coaches were amazing. However, they're not playing this game. Deuce Staley was hilarious this year. The head coach was a fucking gamer. Let's go.
Wait, why is Deuce Staley involved in any of this?
He's one of the coaches for the Lions.
What's he coaching?
Running
back coach?
Yep. Yeah.
That was
very funny guy.
Yeah,
he's really,
awesome.
really funny on Hard Knocks. He was with the Eagles for a while.
Yeah, how long has he been there? I thought
he passed up on him as our head coach.
Oh, you did? And so he bounced?
Yeah.
Got it. He was great, though.
Is he going to be a head coach in the NFL?
Maybe one day.
For the Eagles, he was very much considered, but I guess they went a different route.
They sure did. I liked Peterson. I don't know why they ever got rid of that guy. I enjoy him, and I think the Jaguars are going to have success with him.
I was under the impression it was Peterson or, Carson Wentz, and then they both left.
Yeah.
So I feel like we got boned in the divorce.
You really did. And who divorced him? Who's your owner?
Lurie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Jeffrey Lurie.
Jeffrey Lurie.
What's his deal?
Just a fucking shitbag. Jeffrey Lurie's a known shitbag. He's been known to take shits in bags and then leave them all over.
I mean, how
porches
many
in Philadelphia?
How many NFL owners are like good people?
Nah, they're all terrible.
It's
They're
like
all
the
terrible
worst
humans.
people in the world.
They're all terrible humans. Yeah, Eagles -4 in this one. Trap game of the day. Avoid this at all costs. Patriots at the Dolphins. This is Miami -3.5.
I mean, to be honest, if history is has any say here, Miami probably will win this game. So if you wanted to buy, like the only smart bet to make here, in my opinion, is to buy a point Miami -2.5 because the Patriots get hammered in Miami for some reason. I thought it was just the Tom Brady curse, but it turns out Bill Belichick can't win there on his own without Tom. So don't fucking bet this game.
No, stay far away from this game. However, as a fan, I'll watch it. I want to see what Tyreek Hill is like in this offense. I want to see if Tua can actually get him the ball.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but Tua is actually more accurate than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's what I...
According to
Tyreek Hill.
something.
Yeah, according to Tyreek Hill.
I don't know if Tyreek Hill is a legendary shit talker, so maybe it's just like you got to take that with a grain of salt. I guess. I don't know.
Miami's got Jalen Waddle now, too. So, look, it's a fun team to watch.
If any team is just a quarterback short from having a dominant offense, it's them.
Yeah.
Because they've got Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert as well. I mean, that's neither one of those guys is probably going to throw up 1,000 yards even, but together they're going to put up 1,500 probably.
Yeah, they're not bad. This is I think this is a playoff team, probably out in the first round. The Dolphins. Patriots, I heard Mac Jones is going to be a just absolute bust. They said, and I watched some of the preseason games he was in. He looked lost. I don't know what happened between last year and this year. I know he went on some crazy diet. Maybe that's something to do with it, but he looks like dog shit.
We need, Mac Jones needs to have the same body that Chris Pratt had when he played Andy Dwyer on Parks and Rec to be successful.
I think so.
You can't get a guy like that in shape and have him be good. No, he needs to have a dad bod to be good.
It's like John Daly.
Yeah.
Let him be John Daly.
By the way, John Daly was on game day, and they were trying to ask him a question. He goes, I'm going to be honest, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool, John. I mean, nobody didn't already think that, I guess. We knew. We all knew that you were drunk, but thanks for saying it out loud.
Thanks for reminding us.
Yeah. What are the odds that Bailey Zappi comes in midseason and all of a sudden the Patriots have like a stud quarterback for the next 10 years?
I think that might be the dude over Mac Jones. I was never high on Mac Jones, so it could be the dude. We'll see, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's out of there week 6 or 7 and they bring him in.
Maybe. Zappi's kind of small, though. He's a little fella.
I think you give him a shot.
You give a
we'll
6
see.
foot.
That's my prediction.
You're going to give a 6 foot quarterback a shot in year 2 of your number 1 draft pick, a guy that was taken 16th overall.
6'1".
Yeah,
he's 6'1" in fucking ice skates, buddy. And he went to Western Kentucky.
All-time leading passer, I believe.
At Western
Let
Kentucky.
him sling it. Let him sling it, dude. I'm with you on that, Delco. I want to see him play. Next up is Ravens at the Jets. I am all over this.
This is the easiest thing to do this week.
My God, dude. And if you're taking this in a teaser, because it's -7 Ravens.
Yeah, if you can just take Baltimore -1, basically.
You're good. You're absolutely
against
good.
the Jets. Look, the Jets stink already, but their starting quarterback isn't even in until at least week 5, right? So
Joe Flacco is starting.
Yeah, although that might be better than Zach Wilson, but who knows?
Who knows? He outplayed him during training camp. We'll see on this one. This fucking team, dude. They got Garrett Wilson on that team, too.
They've got Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore, 2 of the best receivers out of the last 2 drafts.
Yeah.
2 top 5 receivers out of the last 2 drafts, and they have Breece Hall, who might be the best running back selected last year. But everything else is fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't let those names, those flashy names, catch your attention too much.
No.
Because this is not a good football team.
No, and at a -1 there, that is a fucking absolute hammer.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
Absolute hammer on that. Next up, I will watch this game out of curiosity. I will not bet this game because there's so many great games to bet on. This is Jaguars against the Washington Redskins. I'm not calling them the Commanders. That name sucks. This is Washington -2.5 in this one. Jaguars, look, they spent a bunch of money in free agency. They got Christian Kirk. ATN is back. He's fully healthy. This is year 2 of the prodigy. of Trevor Lawrence, and then Peterson is there. They got a new head coach. They got new everything down there in Jacksonville.
This will be really interesting to see how Peterson runs this offense, because you've got James Robinson, right?
And he's starting, by the way.
And he's no, at the end is number one but yeah, they'll both start.
Correct. Yeah.
So James Robinson is a legit, when he's healthy, 1,000-yard rusher, right? He's a big dude. So you've got a lot of options on this team. You got Marvin Jones Jr., you got Zay Jones, Evan Ingram is now your tight end. Like, there's a lot. You have a lot of options. I don't know. We'll see how the offensive line holds up. But if they're even a little bit competent, we're going to find out for sure if Trevor Lawrence can be an NFL quarterback.
Right.
Because if he can't do it, like if he doesn't get sacked 70 times this year and he still can't perform, then he's bust. He's a bust.
Well, we'll find out. But I'm staying away from this game. Carson Wentz, new quarterback for the Redskins this year. You got Scary Terry. Their other running back got shot. So it's just going to be Antonio Gibson back there in the backfield. Carson Wentz is able to string together probably 8-9 wins with his team. And they'll probably make a wild card or something like that just because it's a weak division. But I don't bet on this fucking game. There's too many unknowns. The next game I'm all over, though. Browns versus Panthers. Baker's redemption. Baker Mayfield's redemption.
There's a part of me that doesn't want to watch this shitty football game. And there's another part of me that wants to see the Browns just get their soul snatched out of their bodies.
That's the only reason I'm watching it. That's the only reason I'm watching it. It is Carolina -1.5. And I'm taking Carolina in this game.
Oh, I'm not going to bet on this game. This is the grossest game of the entire week.
Sure is. It sure is. You got McCaffrey healthy for one game, so he's good for opening week. He'll probably have 200 yards rushing and 100 receiving and 3 or 4 touchdowns, and then he'll be hurt week 2. But it's Baker against Jacoby Brissett there. Yeah. I'm going to do it just to do it.
I don't know. Jacoby Brissett is not bad.
It's not bad.
Like he had a good season with Indy a couple of years ago where he started.
Yeah, and he played for the Dolphins last year. He's not bad. He's a decent backup quarterback. I just think that team has been through too much in the offseason to deal with all this shit. And Baker Mayfield will find a way to win this game. I bet it's by a field goal. I really do. I bet it's a last-second field goal at the end. And Carolina wins by 3 in this game.
I hope that the Panthers blow out the Browns, and then in the post-game interview, he just says, "You know what? I got to be honest. He did shit on that, or had that girl shit on his chest. Like I didn't want to say anything, but everybody's been talking shit. So
he hasn't signed yet, by the way.
I think he should.
Mid-season, somebody will probably sign him. I don't know what his injury is like.
It'll probably be the Rams
Odell
again.
Beckham Jr.
What he shouldn't do is take his paycheck and fucking Bitcoin again. If it crashes, then he made, I think, 30% of what he would have made.
Not doing well today either. Yeah. Not doing well today, that Bitcoin. Next up is Colts versus Texans. This is Colts -7 in this one.
This is probably the second easiest pick of the week.
I agree.
I'm not even going to take a teaser on this. I'm just going to buy half a point and take it to 6.5.
Yep. Same. I'm going to do the exact same thing, and then this will be in a bunch of teasers as well. It'll be fun to watch Delco's Super Bowl champion Colts and see what they do. Do you have it as champions or
49ers?
49ers. Gotcha.
Over the Colts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Can't name anyone besides Davis Mills for the Texans this year. Literally not one single person on that team.
I don't care to.
No. Tickets, by the way, on drinkinbrostickets.com are $23 for an NFL game. Just to kind of give you a heads up, face value for tickets for an NFL game, $75. So that means people hated their season tickets so much that they were giving them up for $23. So if you're in the Houston area and feel like getting fucked up for the day and just gambling on the game and watching it live, do that. If you're a Texans fan, choose another fucking team. You need to too. Move on with your fucking lives.
Oh, they have Brandon Cooks.
Oh, that's it. That's all they need. They're good then.
All 3 brain cells left in his head.
Fucking CTE. Next up, we get the Giants against the Titans. This is a gross game, an absolute gross game. I'd be fun if the Willis kid was playing, but he's not. and it's Tannehill again. However, he's missing his best wide receiver, and what some would say second best, I guess, in Julio Jones, depending upon if you gave him a full year of health up there. Derrick Henry is back for this team. Expect a heavy dose of the run in this one. This is going to be a gross fucking game. I don't touch this. Do you?
No, I mean, No, I don't.
I just don't do it. People are saying Saquon Barkley's back. Great. Let me see him week 1. I don't need to put money on that. Derrick Henry, I'm sure, will have 158 yards on the ground. That's all fine. I don't like any of these two teams, and again, there's much better games to bet on, so have fun.
I think like you're going to see Tyrod Taylor at some point this year. That's what I think about the Giants. And
oh God,
like they have their defense is there's nothing good about this team. Saquon Barkley, maybe, I guess if he can stay healthy, is good, but Daniel Jones sucks. Like
it's an awful football team.
I can't believe they didn't draft a fucking quarterback.
It's a 4-win team. The GM said we're going to stick with Danny Dimes, and this will be the last year, and then they'll move on if he sucks. So, hey, he didn't get better, so I don't know what you're hoping to get out of these guys.
I mean, he couldn't even stay healthy last year.
That O-line, though, is terrible. Saquon Barkley can't stay healthy. I can't judge either of those two guys because they're going to get blown up. I mean, absolutely fucking blown up out there. You might as well just throw a fucking grenade in the huddle. Just opening drive and blow up the whole team because it's unnecessary to watch this week in and week out if you're a Giants fan. I'm not betting this game. Next up, we got the Packers versus the Vikings. This is Green Bay, -1.5. This game's always fucking tricky, dude.
Yeah.
This Vikings-Packers game always comes down to the last possession for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be safe, buy a point, take a Green Bay 0.5. It's just a win. That's probably safe. I think Green Bay will win this game. If not, it'll be. I'll say this: it'll be extremely embarrassing for Aaron Rodgers to not win, even though it's in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. It'll be extremely embarrassing for him with all the shit that's happened.
You remember he got housed last year, game 1. I mean, absolutely fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say about?
I just want to say there's some breaking news. It's not football, but Aaron Judge just hit number 55.
Yeah, let's go, dude. Hopefully he gets the record. Hopefully he gets celebrated for the fucking record too. He deserves it.
Got to break bonds.
No, you don't. Yeah, I'd tell you what. You call up Greg Anderson, give Greg whatever bonds was on that season, give it to Judge, and then see who has more home runs.
I think somebody would get killed.
Barry Bonds had a fall guy. Went to jail.
Hey, best fall guy of all time. I said it on a Patreon episode. There's never been one like him, never be one. Like that guy was a fucking mob fall guy. He did 5.
Kept his mouth shut.
In federal prison and kept his mouth shut. You've still never heard a fucking word. Bonds, I think Bonds gave him 20. That's my guess.
Aaron Judge could never. That's all I'm saying. Nobody's riding for Aaron Judge that hard.
No, probably not. This Packers-Vikings game, I would love to watch this as a fan. I'm not going to bet on this game. I think it's a last possession game, and it comes down to a field goal or a touchdown either way. Rodgers has got to get going. His offseason was fucking weird. I think it takes him a week to get acclimated. And, this Vikings team is pretty fucking good, man, offensively. Defensively, who knows? But Kirk Cousins, God, as strange as it sounds, he's probably going to have 3 or 4 TDs in this game. So it'll be fun to watch as a fan. I stay away from this one. Next one will be a blast. Chiefs-Cardinals. Dial it up. Kyler Murray against Pat Mahomes. Keep in mind, DeAndre Hopkins is out for 6 games. Steroids.
Yeah.
So he's not playing in this game. This is Chiefs – Whew. Over under 53.5. Whew. What do you got in this one?
The Cardinals are Kyler Murray specifically. First 8 games of the season, it's hard to beat him. I don't care who it is. Really good, especially at home. Really good teams have come in and tried over the past couple of years since Murray's been there, and he's fucking dominant in the first 8 games of the season.
Yep.
After that, it's like, who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
I think the smart bet here is probably a plus 12 Cardinals teaser.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing plus 12 Cardinals teaser here on this one. I don't even know if the Chiefs win this game. Because Kyler Murray, like you said, because he runs around so much, he's usually really fresh, like the first 9-10 games, and then it kind of falls apart for him.
I mean, they played the Rams week 4 last year, 37-20. They fucking stomped the Rams last year, who went on to win the Super Bowl. They beat Minnesota, they beat Tennessee, and even Cleveland wasn't as good as we thought they might be last year, but that was still a good team. They whipped them too.
Yep.
All first 8 weeks of the season. After that, who the fuck knows? But even if you wanted to parlay some risky shit, Cardinals winning this game in a parlay might be a fucking decent ad. I mean, it's definitely going to jump up your odds.
Oh, for sure. You go in that money line for the Cardinals. I could see them winning this game, but my play is teasing this up to 12 for KC on a card and having some funsies with that one. It'd be a fun game to watch. That over 2, if you want to tease that down 6, grab that at 47.5. I think they easily score 7 touchdowns in this game combined, and it'll be a fun one. Kyler Murray against Pat Mahomes. No defenses, so who cares? This game could be in the 90s when it's all said and done. We'll find out. Next game is a great game as well. The loaded opening weekend. Raiders versus Chargers. This is Chargers -3. Raiders have got Devontae Adams, a bunch of fun new pickups there for the Raiders. Josh Jacobs is in the backfield. They got Darren Waller. And then the Chargers have everybody in the world on defense that has ever been great. And they might all go to the Hall of Fame, this entire defense. This one, I'm buying a half a point. I'm riding the Chargers there.
Yeah. I will never believe in the Raiders.
No.
Not so long as Derek Carr is there. Not to hurt anybody's feelings or nothing, but sorry. Like, Raiders fans are super excited about this season. And I get it. You've got Devontae Adams. You're adding him to Hunter Renfrow, who caught 1,000 yards last year. Josh Jacobs is good. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. The dude's he's not a winner, man. He's just not a winner. He's wearing eyeshadow and shit. I don't fucking buy it.
You drop down into a fucking Stallone Rocky voice and you're like, look, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings and nothing. I don't think they're going to be great. I Derek Carr there.
Honestly, the Raiders, they have literally no shot of winning their own division. There's a good chance that this is like a fucking...
It's a tough division.
Yeah, I think they win 9 games, maybe 10, maybe.
Yeah.
And they're a first-round playoff exit. Like, sorry to all you Raiders fans out there, but it's... Also, but this particular game comes down, like I said before, to Justin Herbert limiting his defense's exposure. Like, this defense is crazy. Asante Samuel and fucking Derwin James and J.C. Jackson. I don't know if he's playing.
Bosa's healthy, dude.
I don't know if Jackson's playing, but they have Derwin James, Asante Samuel, J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, Joey fucking Bosa. Are you kidding me? You think you're going to beat that team? I don't think so.
I don't either, dude. Hey, Raiders fans, I'm sorry. It's just I can't believe it.
Yeah. And the Chargers offense is super healthy right now. They're one of the few teams. Somebody was talking about it on Fox Sports. I think it was yesterday, or maybe this morning. I think it was yesterday, about how their offensive line is, 1, good, and 2, everybody's been healthy so far. Knock on wood, but not everybody can say that. So
Austin Eckler in the backfield. They're going to have a big week. I like Everett at tight end. He's a sleeper tight end for me. I've got him as a TE2 in a lot of my leagues. I love this game. It's going to be a blast to watch, and I think the Chargers, I'll buy a half a point just to be safe here, but the Chargers could go to the Super Bowl this year if it's not the Bills.
I can see it.
Outside. They're loaded. This next game, man, Cowboys fans. Sunday night game. Playing against Tom Brady at home. Tickets for this fucking game are going for like $900 if you're trying to sit lowers. I've never seen, I talked to Benny yesterday about it. I was like, bro, he's flying out for it because the game is so expensive to go to.
Maybe we should go to this.
It's the Sunday night game. They're so fucking expensive, dude. For a regular season game, This is the most expensive regular season game I can remember in a very long time. I'm not kidding. Lower end zones, I think, are going for like $800. Dude. I mean, it's stupid, dude. It's stupid. It's Tampa Bay -2.5, and I have a hard time picking Tampa Bay because Brady has been missing forever. Jensen is out. I just have a hard time.
Let's do it live on the show. Bob, we need to do some research here, all right?
Okay.
I need you to, step one is to figure out when he and Moynihan split up, right? When he left her for Giselle.
Okay.
And when that was, because that's what's happening right now. He's in the middle of breaking up with his wife right now.
You think so?
That's what I've heard, yes.
No
and that's
shit.
why he wasn't on like the Masked Singer and all this shit. He's been dealing with her wanting to get the fuck out because he decided to play another year of football. That's the word on the street. So he's going through a divorce or at least a very tumultuous period in his relationship right now. I want to look back in history and see what it did to his career the first time.
Well, all right. So wait. Hang on. Saying that presser he gave the day back was super fucking weird, and he never curses in a press conference like that ever. And he goes, "Look, I'm 45 and I'm going through some shit."
Yeah.
And that was his exact phrase, leading off of like, "Where were you?" I've never heard him like that before.
I think she's divorcing him because of the Masked Singer.
It's like, you fucking embarrassed the entire family.
Maybe he lost, yeah. Maybe he lost the Masked Singer. Who knows?
Tom Brady and Bridget Moynihan ended their relationship in early December 2006.
Okay.
2006. And they weren't married, by the way.
No, they just had a baby together. Right?
Well, they had a
Around
baby
the time
together.
Moynihan became pregnant was when they broke up.
Correct.
By the way, I typed in Tom Brady's name into Google, and one of the first articles that pop up is Tom Brady and Bridget Moynihan's relationship, a look back in People magazine.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the top fucking...
They were everywhere. They were going around to the Pope and...
well, what I'm
met the
saying
Pope
is
together.
that a lot of people are looking into that relationship right now, so we're probably on the right track here. Let's look at what he did.
I have not heard that.
The next season, because they broke up, I guess, in the middle of this season or whatever.
Wait, which season was it?
The 2006. So 2006 was the regular season.
Okay. So let's see. 2007 Super Bowl, the Colts beat the Bears. What did the rest of the playoffs look like that year? What did the Patriots do in the playoffs that year is what I'm asking.
So in the playoffs that year, they lost the AFC Championship game to the Colts, who went on to win the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning's only Super Bowl as a live human being.
Yeah.
Right. And his forehead won that game.
This 2006 season, by the way. So you need to look. I don't want to look just beyond it because clearly they didn't just break up and then shit got bad. Shit was bad during the regular season. Mm-hmm. This 2006 season was one of his worst. He only threw for 3,500 yards. He played all 16 games. He only threw for 3,500 yards. His completion percentage dropped down to 61.8. He only threw 24 TDs. Yeah. His QBR was 68.6, and the next year was 87, right? And his rating overall was only 87.9 this season.
For what it's worth, this was still 2006, so 3,500 means it's a little different than now.
No, I got it, but the completion percentages and things like that don't look good, and the QBR doesn't look good either.
Brady was hold on, let's see. Brady was fourth in the league in touchdown passes, and in passing yards, he was sixth, it looks like.
Okay.
So with Bridget Moynihan, I'll go on record and say this. She's one of the nicest human beings of all time. The only thing she ever wanted to do was just get married, have kids, and whoever did their job, did their fucking job. She was fine with stepping away from acting and all that shit. Giselle stepped into that picture at that period, and he just could not say no to Giselle.
Here's Brady's 2006 playoff stats. 58.8% completion percentage. Right? 5 TDs, 4 interceptions, 76.5 rating. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Say it. There it is, dude. I'm taking the Cowboys too.
But
Fuck.
I'm taking them at plus 8.5 at the teaser because I'm not fucking stupid, right? I'm not taking them straight up.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm doing the same. I'm taking the Cowboys week 1. These fucking fans, too, are going to be hyped as shit. Oh my God, we fucking did. Yep. We're going to win the Super Bowl, which is going to make it even more awesome that they lose it. So.
Oh, yeah. It's like.
Oh, fuck.
being a Cowboys fan is like being on a roller coaster, except for you start on top of a mountain built on delusion. So you go click, 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 and then it's all fucking downhill for the next 8 to 10 games.
Yep. I'm all over this. I'm also gonna, because this is the night game, and this is always check back in on Drinkin' Bro Sports as well. If I'm rolling, I'll usually tease this too and take this fucking over/under down to 44.5. I'm good with that as well, and then take the fucking 8.5 up. Let's go. Let's fucking go, fam. Cowboys in this one, and then the Monday night game is.
I don't get this.
I don't either.
I don't get this. I don't get the fact that it's the Monday night game. I don't get the spread. I don't get anything about this bullshit. This is fucking dumb.
I understand why it's the Monday night game.
No.
I do. The NFL
Raiders Chargers should be Sunday night, and Bucks Cowboys should be the Monday night game. This is fucking stupid.
But the NFL loves Russell fucking Wilson, and I don't know why.
Well, he's an exceptional player. I get that part, and it's his homecoming, I guess. I get that part too.
But there's 5 other games you could have put on instead of this bullshit. And the Seahawks are terrible.
Isn't there typically there's a fucking 2 games on Monday Night Football opening week?
Correct,
right?
but because again Labor Day started later in the year this year, they couldn't do it. So everybody's got to have a full schedule because there's Thursday night games every single week.
Oh, no, they didn't do it. Last year was Ravens at Raiders.
There wasn't 2?
No, it was just the 1 game.
Okay. I thought there was 2 last year.
By the way, Cowboys Buccaneers was the Thursday night game last year.
Sure was. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, Cowboys lost by 2 points.
Yep, I lost a lot of money on that game. You know why? Spread was 4.
Yeah, well.
I think we did a live watch for it.
If you take an 8.5 teaser.
Exactly. I'm on the Cowboys. The Monday night game, though, Broncos at Seattle. Russell Wilson's going home. This is Denver minus 6.5. I am all in on this game.
Yeah, I'm not even teasing that one.
Nope.
The Seahawks are one of the worst teams I've ever seen.
Same. And I think he lights them the fuck up going back. And Sierra's going to be there. Everybody else is going to be there. The crowd is still going to be on Russell Wilson's side. And I tease nothing in this game.
That's the one. Like I'm looking at the line. I understand it's an NFL game, but these are 2 very disparately talented teams. Mm-hmm. And I understand that Seattle is a good. It's a tough place to play as an away team, but I think it's going to be pretty friendly for Russell Wilson.
Same.
Same. As a matter of fact, there was an article I think in. I can't remember which publication it was in. I saw it on Twitter. But it was like the Seahawks fans should be cheering for Russell Wilson on Monday night. Like, no, they shouldn't. Fuck him.
He's a fucking asshole.
Like, you can cheer before the game, maybe, but after that, you start giving him the business. Maybe Antifa will show up. It's hard to say.
Maybe. What were we going to say, Delco? No, you said Ross. And then you stopped after that.
Did not.
After the Cowboys.
He said Russ.
Oh, Russ. Oh, God. God damn it. I'm not doing that.
He was asking why they were
let
on
him
Monday
cook?
Night Football, and I said Russ.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
But because other than that, and I know Goodell loves this guy for some reason, wants him to be the face of the NFL. I know that's why they put this fucking game on.
How easy would Roger Goodell's life be if every player was like Russell Wilson?
Oh, it would be the best.
Right?
You mean completely fake?
Yes, completely devoid
That's all he
of
wants.
anything.
Yeah.
No,
that's all he wants.
No sex drive.
Yep.
Do you know how much easier it would be to be commissioner of the NFL if none of the players had a sex drive?
Well, I don't know.
Sex drive.
Isn't that like a big thing with Aaron Rodgers that he's asexual or some stuff? And he's like
he's an anti-vaxxer though for the league, and they hate him.
Anti-vaxxer. What does that mean?
He didn't take the vaccine. Went on Rogan. Taking drugs in the offseason, mushrooms, all that other shit. The NFL hates him. They love Russell Wilson. Bob's 100% correct. If they could have every player be as fake as Russell Wilson, fake your Instagram, fake all your social media, post all the time about your fucking dog that you named Bronco. As soon as you get to Denver, about your wife, about the city, about the team. He showed up in his own fucking jersey to training camp. This is exactly what the NFL. If the NFL could have a bunch of fucking Russell Wilson robots out there, that's Goodell's dream.
And they still do like bland, seemingly cool shit. Like he was in Serena's box for her second to last match with his famous singer wife. You know what I mean? And it's all like it seems fancy, but there's actually nothing there.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, it's pathetic.
In a perfect world for Goodell, this is it. I mean, look at the night game here. Bucks Cowboys is actually a great game. It is. but you got Brady, and then you got America's team there. Like, you understand it, right? Rodgers, what time's that game? They're burying that at fucking 3:30. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. If they could have put him in London week 1, they would have, against Jacksonville. But London didn't have a game week 1, so here we are. But God damn it, there's a lot of great games to bet on this weekend. Go to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles your deposit. This is one of the, like I said, college football betting this week was pretty shitty, which it is. The NFL is on fire this week. I don't understand a ton of these spreads. Now, we could show up to work Tuesday morning with our fucking dicks inside of our own assholes. That's a possibility, but I don't see it with some of these games, man. I just don't. Especially teasing these fucking things.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think I only ended up actually betting on 4 college games this week.
You know what? I got them right here.
I think I only did 4.
By the way, who the fuck was that?
I did 5.
I said I would read this on air. Somebody in Drinkin' Bros sent me this on Drinkin' Bros Sports. Where was this fucking guy, dude? Damn it. I hope this is it. There was a guy who took all of those fucking crazy-ass games that we were talking about, where the spread was like 55 for every game.
He parlayed them?
He parlayed them and then bumped it up plus 13. So I guess like with 7 or 8 teams, it allows you to bump it up 13 points in some of these games. Depending upon who it is, it all sounds fun, but my God, man, I can't trust Michigan to score 70 points against Hawaii or not score 70 points against Hawaii. It might happen. Vanderbilt dropped, 66 on Hawaii? There's a real possibility that Michigan they could beat the over on their own, and then they could beat a 66-point spread.
You know what the record is?
What is it?
222-0.
Oh, yeah. It was Georgia Tech, right?
I think so,
1924, I think.
It was way back in the day, yeah.
Yeah. If I can find this in Drinkin' Bros Sports, I'll fucking bring it up. But I wouldn't recommend doing shit like this, which is why I'm going through the trouble of doing it.
It was Cumberland versus Georgia Tech. Isn't Cumberland playing somebody this week?
Cumberland, I believe.
Hold on, I think I saw them.
I believe
in the top
they got
25.
rid
or maybe
of
it
their
was
football team. You're talking about Cumberland?
Yeah, it was some shitty fucking school like that I saw on the.
So here it is. I found this guy's parlay here, and I'm not outing you, by the way.
Well, it says Cumberland football cancels game after players involved in crash that kills ex-player.
That's fun.
Oh no, I was thinking of Samford.
Yeah.
Oh, Samford is.
Yeah.
Samford is playing somebody big this week.
They're playing Georgia.
Yeah, they're gonna get fucking steamrolled.
Yeah, not 222-0 though.
No, well, you never know on that one. But here's the teaser, and his name is Juan Martinez. I'm not calling you out at all. I'm just saying this is dangerous to do shit like this because there's so many points. So with the 13-point teaser, right? He's got Arkansas State, who's playing Ohio State, plus 57. So Ohio State 57. I'm not sure that's not a 65-0 game. Like, who knows? The next one is the Akron Zips against Michigan State at plus 47.
Wait, what is there? So Akron's mascot is a zip. Isn't that a racial slur?
I hope so.
For Italian people?
Kangaroo.
Wait, or is it Asians? Do they go Asians there? Do they go Namsitch?
Maybe.
Okay.
No, that's Zipperhead.
Maybe that's what it's short for. Next up, Kent State Golden Flashes at plus 45.5. They're playing Oklahoma. And then the last one, this is the craziest one I've ever seen. Hawaii, plus 64. And what I said to him was, look, I don't bet shit like this, and I'll tease a million games and everything else, not spreads this high, because when you're playing opponents like a Michigan or an Ohio State or an Oklahoma, like these guys are playing, they might drop 60.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Seems kind of like a fun idea.
I wouldn't
don't put the mortgage on it or
yeah.
nothing, but give it a look.
If I have to watch a game though and hope for 70 points out of somebody, or not hope for that, like, God damn it, that would be miserable.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend doing that. Is it fun if you have money to blow? Sure, why not? But I wouldn't recommend doing it on a every week basis here. Join us, kids. God damn, it's going to be an awesome weekend. Tomorrow night is kickoff I got Bills minus 2.5 for 500, and then I've got a tease both ways, plus 6 in those games for the Bills and the over as well. Cannot wait for tomorrow night's games. Delco, is UCF on tomorrow night as well? Did I see that on the schedule? Friday night. Okay. What is it? Is that the Friday night game?
It is.
Good for you.
Against Louisville.
Louisville.
Take the over.
Take the over in that game. Is that your pick? All right. Do it. Go to mybookie.com. Again, bet with us or against us. Who knows who your favorite team is? It's probably not ours. I hate my own favorite team. Maybe you're like me. That's fun. For D'Anthony and D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the NFL Week 1 Pick Show. Let's go. Let's go.